The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, but now it's third down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
He's getting the ball here. He's getting the ball. Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 24.
Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out comes the Bucs free agent signee Bradley Pinion to punt. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. $12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Play action. It's Darnold. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Sensational he was last week, over 200 yards, and the simple quote that we saw this week was, keep him in front of us. They're going to have to do that.
And when they say that, it means tackling him after the catch, because once he makes the catch, you may catch it in front, but if you don't tackle him, he's behind you at that point, and that's how he racks up the big yardage.
On 2nd and inches, Darnold. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Off of play action, Darnold. And it's caught by Parker. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Gary Jennings, touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. On third down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number one. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul able to record his 5th sack of the season. Throwing on second and long. Darnold out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. It's a gain of 9 yards, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
Now they are going for it. Darnold. And this is caught. It's Parker. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. On first down, Darnold. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, dude.
Darnold to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Third and long, it's Darnold. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
A gain of 26 yards. First down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Darnold completes it. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Darnold. He gets it into the arms of Parker. Complete.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Darnold now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Here's Darnold toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Saints 14, Buccaneers nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
TJ Yeldon on the return. The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, 76 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
But listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack on first down, Darnold and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
Here's Jackson. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike 47, too little, Cap. 47's the mic, boy, 47. Check, 47. Ricky. 47's the mic, 47's the mic. Yo, get it up, yo. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Let's go, defense.
Here's Jackson to throw. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Both 7's the mic. Here we go,
From the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the rookie from Florida. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
6-man. Check curls. Yo, 80.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Get him, boy.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. On 2nd down and 4, Darnold. That'll be complete to Cook.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold, and he finds Parker here, complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Darnold on 3rd down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Darnold. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Darnold. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Watch Mike. All day, every day. Go. Watch out.
3rd and 2, Darnold. And this is Parker, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Darnold now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Here we go.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Target. 5. 52, Mike, 52. Come on, boy.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. This is Jennings. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. Faking the give, Darnold. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger.
Under a heavy and down he goes. Demario Davis in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Check, 47.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go play action here on 1st down. He gets it to Thomas. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Jennings was the one he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Bravo. Check 52 to Mike. 3 bucks. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Get your swerve on. Here we go.
Now it's Darnold. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Open man is Michael Thomas. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Darnold now to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So 1st down went the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw is Darnold. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Jennings was the one he was looking for, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Gary Jennings with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
That's it, baby. We go first.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll go again to Jones. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 76 yards. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Well, following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
52's the mic. Bandit. Bandit. Check. Check. Check.
On first down, Darnold. And this is Cook with a grab. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Let's go.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Devontae Parker with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
On second down now, it's Jones. And some room to run now. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 76 yards. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. They go for just one here as it's up and good. Back now in Tampa, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Watch the screen. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Shit.
Now Darnold. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas there to make the grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. After the interception, here's Darnold. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A first down throw, Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the rookie from Temple, Rock Ya-Sin. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, fourth quarter. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. That'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Jackson to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. The Bucs on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They go play action now. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On first down, it's Darnold. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Gary Jennings with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 73 yards. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His fourth touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that it's demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out, coaches screaming, tackle him, get it. And after that last touchdown, I'll bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. It's a big play there for the Saints. 43 yards.
First down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, Mike 52. Hey, Alpha. Let's get it together.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And he's going to go down again. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Darnold. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
47 is the mark.
Jackson on 1st down.
Here we go.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. To try again after the sack. Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
47.
From the gun, Jackson. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Watch QB jump.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And Darnold wants to throw the football. Under pressure, they got him again. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Keep going, no, keep going.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again.
They can't stop him. They cannot.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's